Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. Yesterday, the Japanese government also launched an attack against Malaya. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippine Islands. Last night, the Japanese attacked Wake Island. And this morning, the Japanese attacked Midway.
Well, I volunteered in 1943. My hometown was Emporia, Kansas, at the University of Kansas after graduating from high school. The Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, and everybody was upset with that. It was just a patriotic gesture. All of us 18-year-olds were raring to go. I reported to Leavenworth, Kansas, and was sent to basic training at Kearns, Utah, which is near Salt Lake City. It was hot and dusty and physically tiring. It was work. Laredo, Texas was where I took my gunnery training. Well, I trained as a gunner on a medium bomber, a B-25 and a B-24 and a B-17. After graduating from gunnery school in Laredo, I was sent to San Francisco and eventually overseas to New Guinea as a air gunner on a B-25. I flew altogether 38 combat missions. On my, I believe it was my second mission, we were shot up pretty badly. We had a lot of hydraulic fluid in the aircraft. The lines had been severed by Japanese bullets that were being fired at us on raids. My second or third mission, we were shot up pretty badly, but we got back all right to our base. Sambo Angle. But it was my seventh mission, and there were 18 B-25s hitting this target, and 3 of us were shot down at the time. A B-25 carried six people, a pilot, co-pilot, bombardier, navigator, and 3 gunners. And I was one of the gunners, and in the Pacific, on the islands, practically all the major cities and ports and other places of activity were on the shore, so we always hit the target from the jungle side, coming off the target over water, because we had a lot better chance to survive in ditching an aircraft than we did landing in the jungle or crashing in the jungle. We hit the target with 18 planes, and the Japanese shot down 3 of us, which included 18 crew members in the 3 planes, six men apiece. And of those 18 men, 17 survived. We were picked up out of the water by a American, what was then a PBY, which was a patrol flying craft that Army Air Force at that time always had around a target to pick up any potential aircraft that were shot down in the water. We were picked up by the PBY and flown back to our base on an island of Morotai, which was a temporary base at the time. We were moving from New Guinea to, I say we, the outfit, the 42nd Bomb Group, of which I was a member, was moving physically from New Guinea up to an island in the Philippines that had yet to be retaken by the Americans. And we only lost one man in that in the 3 aircraft that went down, which is remarkable for and a positive showing of what training will do for a person on such an aircraft. We had one guy in one gunner in our plane that he had most of the leg muscle out of his lower leg that was exposed. He was really hurting and really had a bad wound in the lower part of his leg. And when we got back, they of course sent us all to the hospital. But he never did return back to combat. He was hospitalized and sent back to the States. He had a pretty bad wound, but the rest of us escaped with mostly minor wounds that didn't take too long to heal, and we were back to flying within a few days. On Palawan, the Philippine island that we ended the war in, we lived in 5-man tents in a coconut grove, and it was really a kind of a paradise to live in because we were right on a beautiful coastline and had a beautiful reef. Another gunner and I built us a little sailboat. We would, between missions, we would sail out to the coral reef and watch the beautiful fish on the reef itself. It was quite an experience for us, and some of the ground crew were able to salvage some old engines, and they built motorboats that they could run around the island on. And at Palawan, we were never bombed. It was nearing the end of the war, and the Japanese, we had pretty well gotten rid of their Air Force, so. But early part of the war in New Guinea, we were exposed to bombing by the Japanese. They would fly these harassment missions, and we did the same thing to them. They would hit us at night, and we'd all have to bail out of the tents and get into our foxholes. They were just harassment missions by the Japanese to keep us from getting a good night's sleep. I kept up with some of my buddies for several years, one of them especially from Kansas, where I was from, and I had a good friend from San Diego. He used to drop by after our discharge, and he dropped by my home occasionally when he was traveling, and I had a good friend from Colorado Springs that we kept up for contact with for many years. Then I had a real good friend from Seattle. He and I kept in touch for a long time, but that finally died out too.